Hello friends, myself Professor V.D. Bhoknal, Associate Professor, Botany Department, KTHM College, Nasik. Now today's topic is Bryophytes. Now within the Bryophyte, classification of Bryophyte according to G.M. Smith. Now according to G.M. Smith, Bryophyta, it is generally divided into three classes: Hepaticopsida, Anthocerotopsida, and Bryopsida. Now, Hepaticopsida, it is commonly known as Hepatici, or it is also known as liverworts, because the cells are generally liver shaped. Second, Anthocerotopsida, commonly known as Anthoceroti, it also known as hornworts. Now on the thallus of the plant body, horn-like sporophytes are present, and due to this class is commonly known as hornworts. Then third, Bryopsida. Now Bryopsida, commonly known as Masai. Now in Bryopsida, the plant body, it is not thalloid, it is distinguished into axis and leaf-like structure. And it is also known as now the mosses. Next, now see the distinguishing characters of each class. Now the class first, that is Hepaticopsida. Now Hepaticopsida is commonly known as liverworts because the cells are generally liver shaped. Now the plant body may be thalloid, or it may be foliose like, or it may be leafy or lip like, because Hepaticopsida, it consists of some thalloid form as well as it also consists of some leafy forms also. The rhizoids are without oblique septa, and the rhizoids are generally unicellular. Chloroplast without pyreenoid body. Single parenchyma cell shows now big chloroplast without pyreenoid body. Then columella. Columella is absent within the capsule of Hepaticopsida. Sporophyte, it is differentiated into foot, seta, and capsule. But there is one exceptional case of rixia. Now there the sporophyte is differentiated only capsule. There foot and seta is totally absent in case of rixia, while in another form sporophyte is differentiated into foot, seta, and capsule. Hepaticopsida consists of two types of rhizoids. Now the smooth wall type of rhizoid and tuberculated type of rhizoids. The rhizoids are useful for fixation and absorption of mineral nutrients from the soil. Now Hepaticopsida. Now class Hepaticopsida, it is again divided into 5 now order. Now the order first, that is Calobriales. Then the order second, now that is Takakiels. And order third now, that is Spirocarpels. Order now the fourth, that is younger manuals. Order fifth now, that is Mercantial. Now see, in case of order Calobrials, example is now the Calobrium. Now where the plant body, it is not thalloid, it is distinguished into axis and leaf-like structure. While in case of order Takakials, there also example Takakia lepidozoides. Now in Takakia lepidozoides, plant body, it is not thalloid, it is distinguished into axis and now the leaf-like structure. Then Spirocarpels. Now in case of Spirocarpel, example is Spirocarpus. There the plant body is thalloid. There is no differentiation of now root, stem and leaves. Plant body is thalloid. Then in case of younger manuals, now in case of younger manuals, younger manual, it is again divided into two, thalloid younger manual and leafy younger manual. It consists of now Pelia and Porella. Now in Pelia, plant body is thalloid, while in case of Porella, the plant body is leafy in nature. Then Mercantial, it consists of now the Tarzonia, Plygochasma, Mercantia, etc. There the plant body is thalloid. There is no differentiation of root, stem and leaves. Next. Now the next class, that is Anthocerotopsida, commonly known as hornworts. Now the plant body is thalloid. There is no differentiation of root, stem and leaves. Rhizoids are generally unicellular and it is without oblique septa or cross walls. Single parenchyma cell, it shows big chloroplast with centrally placed pyrenoid body, which is important character of class Anthocerotopsida. Then columella. Columella is present in the capsule, and this columella, it is useful for dehiscence and dispersal of spore in case of now the bryophyte. Then the sporophyte, it is differentiated into now foot and capsule only. Seta is totally absent in case of Anthocerotopsida. Then in case of Anthocerotopsida, it consists of only smooth wall type of rhizoids. Now tuberculated rhizoids and the scales are totally absent in case of Anthocerotopsida. Then the Anthocerotopsida, class Anthocerotopsida, it is divided into single now the order, that is Anthocerotales. Example, now that is Anthoceros, Pheoceros, Notothalus, Dendroceros. These are the examples of now the Anthocerotopsida. Next, now the class Bryopsida, commonly known as now the Masai. Now there the plant body, it is not thalloid, it is distinguished into axis and leaf-like structure. Now in case of Bryopsida, plant body is not now thalloid, it is differentiated into rhizoid axis and leaf-like structure. Rhizoids are generally multicellular with oblique septa. Thallus is differentiated into one cell thick epidermis and many cell in cortex layer. Now the vascular tissue is totally absent in case of thallus of Bryopsida or Bryophyte. Columella. Columella is present within the sporophyte of Bryopsida. And this columella, it is useful for dehiscence and dispersal of now the capsule. Then sporophyte, it is differentiated into foot, seta and capsule. Now Bryopsida, it consists of now the peristomal teeth, and this peristomal teeth, it is useful for dehiscence and dispersal of spores. Rhizoids are not distinguishable in Bryopsida, whether it is from smooth-toed or tuberculated. Rhizoids are indistinct. Then class Bryopsida, it is now divided into 6 orders. Now orders Spagnales, then Andriales, Bryales, Bugsbaumiales, then Polytrachales and Funericales. Now Spagnales, example now that is Sphagnum, commonly known as bog moss. Then Andriales, example is Andrea. Then Bryales, example is now the Bryum. And Bugsbaumiales, example Bugsbaumia. Polytracheals, example that is Polytrachum and Pogonatum. Then Funericales, example is now Funaria. Now these classification of Bryophyte, it is based upon the following points. First, whether plant body it is thalloid or plant body it is leafy in nature. Classification, it is based upon this point. Second, classification based on rhizoid. Now in some classes only smooth wall type of rhizoids, while in another classes two types of rhizoids, smooth wall type of rhizoid and tuberculated type of rhizoids. Then classification, it is based upon the single parenchyma cell. Whether single parenchyma cell, it shows pyrenoid body at the center or it is without pyrenoid body. Classification based upon this point. Then the position of columella. Now in some classes columella is totally absent, while in another classes columella is present at the center of now the capsule and it is useful for dehiscence and dispersal. So the classification, it is based upon that. Then the sporophyte. Now in some cases now the sporophyte, it is only represented by now capsule only, for example in case of Rixia. While in another classes sporophyte, it is differentiated into foot and now capsule only, seta is totally absent. While in Third class is now the sporophyte, it is differentiated into foot, seta and capsule. Thanks.